Reyna can be a very strong agent and very frustrating to play against, but only if you let her. There are a handful of techniques that will allow you to easily counter Reyna, mostly rooted in decision making so anyone can use them. Hello everyone, my name is Achax, and this is how to counter Reyna. Let's go over what makes Reyna such a concern. First off, she has a hovering flashbang-like ability called Leer. There are a few ways to counter Leer. Firstly, you can shoot the eye to turn it off and end its effects. Second, the Leer eyes don't blind you, they actually nearsight you, which is a little bit different. Nearsight means that you can see fine for a short distance. It's very powerful to just play close under nearsight because she won't be expecting you to ignore the eye, so you have an extra element of surprise. You can also just not peek and wait for the eye to go away. It has a pretty short duration. Reyna's Leer eyes will show up on her opponent's minimaps much like Sova's arrows, so they give away her general location. You can use this to your advantage in the same way that you would a Sova arrow, except it's even better because it's closer to Reyna. For example, it can help you read where your opponents are committing late in the round. These are the three main ways to counter the Leer ability, and also to take advantage of the information that it gives you. Leer isn't the main problem though. Reyna's main ability is to overheal by consuming the orbs of players she has eliminated. She overheals up to 50 beyond full health with a total of 90 health gained per orb. The ability is called Devour and is on a time limit, but I only ran out of time once in 3 games. It's a little bit of a ridiculous ability. I got 6 kills in 1 round, containing what was essentially a 1v5 ace before losing to the spike. That would not at all have been possible without constant overhealing. However, it wouldn't have been possible even with overhealing if any of the other team had used the tips we are about to go over. It's important to understand that Reyna has no benefit from her abilities if she is insta-fragged. A one-tap headshot or an op is going to shut her down before her abilities are useful at all. This is the best way to counter her, but I know just shoot her is completely useless as advice, so let's get into how to hard counter her abilities and use them against her. Reyna can only get the full potential out of Devour if she has a direct line of sight on the orb the whole time. This means that if you force her to retreat and lose sight of that orb, she won't get much benefit from it. The orb disappears very quickly after the elimination. As a result, Reyna's will tend to try to get the orb, even if it's risky. If she doesn't retreat, you know where she is because of the direct line connecting the orb to her. If she does retreat, she doesn't get any benefit from her abilities. Either end result will counter Devour. Make sure to take advantage of the intel from the orb if at all possible. You can wallbang or peek knowing almost exactly where she is, which is a massive advantage. You want to avoid rushing or overextending against Reyna. Overextending will allow Reyna to take your orb and heal, so any damage you had done would be worthless, as nobody will be able to trade you or stop her from healing. If you're going to die against Reyna, you want to do it near teammates so she doesn't have that chance to use Devour. In fact, the best thing you can do to hard counter her abilities is to move with a teammate or a friend in pairs. Often, Reyna's will overextend to try to get their orb after being damaged. This is an easy trade or easy damage. Once you damage Reyna, you want to seriously consider not chasing her to finish her off. If she gets the upper hand, all of your hard work will be undone. Reyna is well suited to penalize players for mistakes such as impatience, lack of teamwork, and overcommitting. But she is actually prone to the same mistakes herself as a result of her abilities and her playstyle. As far as creating opportunities, Reyna's normal abilities are lacking, and she plays out like a worse Phoenix. The same is not necessarily true of her ult. Her ultimate ability will automatically heal from orbs without using any charges, and she can use her charges instead to become completely invisible for a short period of time. Also, her reload, firing, and draw are faster. This is a very powerful ability, but unlike Devour, I did actually run out of time with this ability, maybe half of the times I used it. While this is a very strong ability, let's consider what it doesn't do. It doesn't reveal you, it doesn't make her invincible, it doesn't deal area damage through the map. When Reyna uses her ult, there is no reason to relocate. Just pair up and don't let her frag you if you want, but really, the best way to counter Reyna's ultimate ability is to just do what you would normally do to beat any player. Flash her if you can, smoke her off, deal grenade damage if possible, scan her. If you let her get started with that ult, it can be very dangerous, but a lot of the time you can shut it down before it gets to that point. Now that you know how to counter her various abilities, let's go over some of her weaknesses. Her abilities oftentimes will give away her location, and she needs a frag before she can use her best abilities. On top of this, she brings very little value to her team. You'll notice almost none of my frags in these clips come as a direct result of her normal abilities. That's because Reyna's soul orb consuming abilities don't actually help her win engagements, but rather help her recover after them. Reyna is only a strong agent if the other team lets her pick off one player at a time, then retreat and heal. She also tends to be very aggressive and overcommit to the orbs. I keep hammering that in because it's very important. If you have good teamwork and trading, she won't be able to recover and her abilities won't do much at all. If you don't let her isolate 1v1s, her abilities will be irrelevant. If you kill her first, her abilities will be completely useless. Countering Reyna is a simple strategy in theory. The question is, do you have the patience to counter her, and will your teammates work with or against you in this matter? Share this guide, and maybe you'll win more games, since more people will know how to counter Reyna. In addition, if you want tips on how to make your aim faster in order to shut down Reyna, my 10 tips and tricks for aiming should be on the screen now. I hope this video had some value for you. If you can think of any other counters for Reyna, make sure to put them in the comments below. Best of luck everyone, and have a great day.